Alright, I don't know what I'm doing with my life anymore. At this point, I'm just recording and ranting. So, I got inside the new side of the pond today. I went spelunking. I went poking, I went prodding. I have my borescope camera somewhere, I don't even know where it is, but basically I poked down where I did the patch over here. As far as I can get it down, I don't see any water collecting there. Not like, it may be a slightly moist, but that's probably just runoff from when it rained the other day. I poked down here as far as I can go. I see like nothing. I poked over here. After I lift up this rock, I see nothing. I got down into the pond. I poked into the back of the caves because it's just raw liner, and it's not like the liner's bubbled up. I got nothing, right? Like I pulled back. I started raking back on my hands the gravel over here. I'm pushing down the liner again. It's not feeling like there's 500-600 gallons of water back there. I mean, I lost a lot. Right? You're gonna see. I lost 4 or 5 inches of water, maybe. Something like that. It's got to be damn near close to it. Yeah, it's got to be a good 4 or 5 inches of water. So yeah, I mean, I lost a good bit of water. I got nothing. I got nothing. Well, I'm not gonna say I got nothing. I got maybe a glimmer of hope. It's an aggravating glimmer of hope, but I got a glimmer of hope. So you're gonna see here, this dirt is very dark compared to all the rest of the kind of dirt. So yes, it did rain some number of days ago, and some of this dirt was piled up around this filter. I'm hoping, I'm praying that maybe there's water coming from this filter somewhere. I see a little bit of moistness coming from back around here, not a ton, right? I see a couple drips coming off of the bottom of this. Actually, I'm seeing more water coming down, but I see a little bit of water coming off of that hose there. Not a lot, but again, this dirt is dark right here. So what I did, I shut off the filter and I let this fill up. This doesn't look like it's losing water, so color me confused. If this would be losing any water, it would only be losing it right here at this main pipe going in. But I mean, again, I see little drips, but not significant drips like that would be. I haven't touched anything over here, but we'll give you another view of how much water we lost over here. So you're gonna see my low mark, my lower mark, and then where it's at now. So again, that's a good 4 or 5 inches maybe. So it's enough. It's enough. It's a problem. I just don't know where to go with it. Again, this pipe only goes up through here and then through there. So if I was losing water, I would see that liner soaking wet over there, and you'll see a little bit of water over there, but that's just for me screwing around over there. But nothing indicative of losing a literal shit ton of water. The only other thing I touched over here, I fixed these 2 rocks on the side of the skimmer. You're gonna see the other one fell. That's just kind of to hide the skimmer, but I haven't screwed with the skimmer, and honestly the water level of the skimmer is not even really that high, so I don't know. I don't think it's from there. I guess it could very well be, but probably not. I mean, I was decently gentle over here. I've definitely been more not gentle over here. But yeah, all I did was just kind of move these rocks and I foamed them. So you know, I don't see any indication of any reasoning to think that there would be a problem over here. Let's fix this. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of at a loss. Again, I got a little bit of water getting lost out of that hose. Fuck, maybe I'll just take the hose off and fix it right there, just because I know it is dripping a little bit, so it's obviously a problem. Let me just do it, just for sanity's sake. But I was going to leave the filter off for a bit and see what happens. If the water level doesn't drop there, and the water level's not dropping in the pond anymore, then it's got to be this pipe. It's got to be just enough, right? Those drips add up, but they can't add up to that much. I mean, I've had this thing leaking before, and I don't even think it moved that much. That's a lot of water. I mean, across, you know, we got 30 foot by 14 foot across. I mean, that's a lot of water. A lot of water. So I'm not buying it, but we'll see how it goes. I happen to find some clear quartz for my wife while I was out here by sheer accident. She's been asking me about clear quartz, and I was like, I'm not going through all these freaking rocks to find you a rock. But I happened to find one by accident, so I gave it to her. She's all happy. She says the house is protected now. Yeah, I don't know what else to think at this point. So I'm gonna keep on trucking. This thing doesn't look like it's losing any water, so maybe I'm just gonna take that pipe off there. I'll see if I can run a little bit more tape around it, fix it up, just because I've been slapping it around and probably messed with some things. So let me dick with that, and I don't know, just guessing at this point. So we'll be back. So stress level 10,000 today. I still kind of feel like crap. Dealing with this shit with the pond is just very demoralizing, demotivating, all the things. So thankfully the fish are over on this side today. I think almost all of them. Yeah, I think most all of them are over on this side today, so it's a good thing. Here's where the level is at right now, so I'll give you guys an update. I left water in the Owasa filter box last night for like 2 hours. I didn't see the water level go down. Turned the pump back on, let it roll, because it didn't look like the water was going down at all. Let the pump go, so I turned that back on like 8:30 last night and let it run till, I don't know, almost 4 o'clock in the morning. Because I came out a couple times, was seeing the water level coming down again. So I was like, what the hell? All right, let me let it level out, see what it's going to do. So I came out literally every 2 hours throughout the night into the morning, up until about 5 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. And I got worried to the point where I was going to be pumping water through here. It was going to be splitting. Water sucking out of there, water sucking out of there. I was scared one side was going to get too low and create a catastrophe for me this morning. So about 4 o'clock in the morning, I shut the pump off. I think it leveled off since shutting the pump off. So what that's going to tell me, either A, I have a leak at that very small patch I did over there. Did a very small patch instead of a bigger patch because I ran out of the patch before I ran out and got more, for obvious reasons, right? Because I found another hole. So this small patch on that side, I should have done a bigger one. I should have just ran out and did it. So it's either that, or it's this section right up here where I kind of folded everything
Bazinga!
over. There was a hole that I thought I plugged up pretty good with not coagulant, the schmutz. I'm drawing a blank here. I haven't had coffee yet, but I thought I had that pretty well. Maybe I didn't, so that's a more likely point, or that the filter is leaking. So I'm going to let this go for several hours today. I'm going to see if I can find a good spot to mark it on. So when I went to bed last night, that red rock right there, just barely the tip of it was coming out of the water. So it went down several inches over the period of the night. I just don't know what to do. I mean, you can see I lost probably 10 inches where that top line is down to where the water line is. So yeah, I probably legit lost about 10 inches. So yeah, I'm just gonna let things kind of level off. I'm gonna let it roll for a few hours. I'm staying home at least today, if not the next few days, just to keep an eye on things. What I don't want to do is I don't want to corral the fish over here. So hopefully they're done going over there. The water level is still enough where they can shimmy across, but hopefully they'll stay out of there, because that's the last thing I want to do is be corralling fish too. It's just a pain in the ass to do. So I'm going to keep an eye on this between calls this morning. If it looks like it's leveled off after a few hours and it hasn't moved, then I'm going to turn the pump back on. If it starts moving after I turn the pump on, then I know I got a leak at the pump, or it's because I'm just throwing all this water right over this and it's getting up to the area wherever the leak is, right? Like this I don't know at this point. I didn't see anything obvious yesterday, so I'm just going to kind of wing it. It sounds so terrible to say that, but the only thing you do is just kind of wait it out. So I'm going to find some spots to mark. I'm going to find some spots to mark today. Actually, I'm going to look probably at this rock right here. This rock is just barely out of the water. So I think I'm going to take that as my point. And if I start seeing water level going down on that, I know I got a bigger problem maybe up in this area, and then just let it go from there. So with the amount of water that I lost overnight, if I still have a problem above this level, I will lose a tremendous amount of water. I'll lose probably at least 4 inches by noontime. So that's what I'm sticking with right now. Let me go get some coffee, get some medicine in me, get my laptop fired up, and we'll see what happens today. Wish me luck, guys. Alright, so it's like 11 a.m. Things have been rocking for a few hours. I marked off yellow spots on the bottom of the rocks. I'm not sure if you can see them. Yellow spot over there. It looks like it's still losing water. Of course, the fish are starting to migrate over the other side again. So, yeah, I'm going to have to capture fish in a little bit, but I'm going to already start my remediation processes. I'm flipping this pipe back over to get the water back over here to get filtration running again. I'm going to pull this remote pickup up out of the pond, and we'll just get the water circulating over here again, and then hopefully the fish figure out to migrate over. If not, I'm going to be catching fish today, but let me go ahead and start moving things over. It's apparently not the it is not the filter that is leaking at this point, so let me go ahead and start moving stuff over, and we'll pray that this stops soon. Again, the further down it goes means I got problems further down the line, which means bigger problems. So we got Isla to help, we got Penelope to help today, so let's get to it. Alright, got the remote suction moved back over to this side of the pond, moved the outlet over, so now we're just at a praying point and hoping that it stops soon so we can try and isolate where the leak is. Pray for me, guys. Alright, it's Friday, September 12th. I kind of stepped away from the pond for a little bit. So I let the pond drain down. You'll see I already started peeling back rocks because I already had a feeling where this was. So funny story, it was actually still holding a little bit of water here, so I know I'm good down on the bottom and up the sides just a smidge. I'm gonna guess the problem is up the side a little bit more on this side. I think I maybe had a questionable spot over there, but I'm gonna check over here first because I really think that's where it is, so I may get lucky and actually just be able to do like a side patch and fix the problem. So you see I pushed the rocks back, let it dry out, took the water level down, so you can see what happens to the water when you don't have filtration over there. I did put bacteria in the pond before it all drained out, so water's green, looks like crap now, rocks look like crap, so yeah, there's that though. So I'm probably gonna mess with that next week. Again, we got some concerts and stuff to go to this weekend, so we got plans all weekend, so I'm not even screwing with this. I may take off some time next week because I have some time I gotta blow yet, but all kinds of train wrecks at work, so just I don't know what to do at this point. Alright, so it is, I don't know, almost 2 weeks later, or the end of the second week later, and I don't know, I'm kind of suffering from a little bit of depression over this all. This is all just went so sideways, so I can say I feel comfortable that the issue was my seam, and you're gonna see here. So This water level has been at this water level for almost 2 weeks now. The water looks like trash. There's algae everywhere. It's just a train wreck right now because there's no filtration over here, right? It's got the new pond syndrome. So you're gonna see I started pulling back rocks, started assessing my situation, finding out some problem areas. So there was a problem area here. You're gonna see a new patch right here. And there were 2 problem areas over here. You're gonna see a new patch there, new patch there, and there is a new patch or 2 over here, one here, one there, that I think I fixed most, if not all, of the problem areas. At least as far as I could see. But I'm gonna start moving the liner out a little bit more around these areas, see if I can find any more spots that look questionable. Nothing has stuck out yet, and otherwise the other spots of the seam look like they were doing good. So let me just check and see if any more areas peeled up, and then I'm gonna decide if I can see enough through there to trust getting some more water in here. So let me take a quick gander. I haven't looked at this a couple days. Let me see how everything healed, and I'll come up with my next plan of action. And we are not there yet because I didn't notice this spot. So there's a separation over here. I've got to figure out how to fix that now because that is in a difficult area. So let me clean it up a little bit. Let me see what I can figure out. This is just utter ridiculous now. I'm just gonna start calling this pond patch. So, found another area where it opened up there, overlapped it a little bit more. There's a little bit up underneath here that I gotta overlap again. And there's a section over here I gotta overlap again. Glad I moved this rock. It just doesn't end. It doesn't end. I fucked this up so bad. This is what happens when you don't have hands to help you. So it's my own fault. I insist on doing things myself when I can't find people to help me, and this is what happens. So I'll just keep on jamming at it. So I'm just going to work on some odd ends. I have a professional pond contractor coming out to look at my abortion of a seam. See if he can save me. God, fingers crossed that he can. Well, I'm going to say I almost don't care what it costs. Obviously, I care what it costs in some regard, but I really don't even know what else can be done other than cutting the liner, pulling it up to get the folds out. But that is not something that I personally am comfortable with because I'm going to have folds somewhere. So fingers crossed he's able to do something because I'm kind of at my wit's end with this. Well, it's not what I wanted to hear. So this gentleman came over, looked at it, he was like, yeah, those folds are a problem. He's like, what you're gonna have to do is literally pull out all the rock on the one side, try and get that fold out, and then trying to cut the liner, pull it back right again to get all the folds out. Really, he said the best thing to do was to completely rip everything out, do it all over with one new liner. I don't know what to do. It's going to be many tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. He did suggest getting some Flex Seal paste. He said it sounds crazy, but it works. He said this stuff works miracles. He suggested I give it a try. And if that don't work, then, you know, the truth is the truth. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. Let me go try and find some Flex Seal, and what do I got to lose at this point, right? I need an extra set of hands to help me out doing this. It's the best I can say at this point. So, let's get at it. Flex Seal's Flex Paste. Will it come to the rescue? I don't know. We're about to find out. All the expensive stuff didn't work. Let's see if this stuff works. So I went ahead and applied some Flex Paste to some of the seams. We're gonna go over the seams that I did. Again, this looks terrible. It looks like a complete abortion, but I am at a point of desperation, so Flex Seal it is. I'm just basically Flex Sealing over every one of the seams that looks questionable. Honestly, I'll probably do everything with the seams. And I'm just gonna apply this stuff, let it dry, flip the liner over, apply more, let it dry, and just kind of do this in sections. And we'll see if we can seal up all the holes. So you kind of see where stuff's bubbling up a little bit here and there. Hopefully it'll make its way into everywhere it needs to make its way into, but we'll let this dry for a couple hours because I'm kind of doing this in between work. We'll let this dry, we'll come back, we'll flip this big problematic section over, hit some more, and then we'll just kind of start working down. I'm going to use at least the whole can. So, and I'm going to try and do a couple coats of it. So, Flex Seal, I'll tell you what, man, if you fix my problem, I will rep you guys hard, because I'm at a point where this could potentially cost me tens of thousands of dollars. If this little $35 little jug of magic, this liquid paste rubber magic, fixes my problem, my hat will be tipped to you guys for sure. So let's see. We'll get back at it. All right, so we finally got some sunlight back in Pennsylvania. It's been raining all week, and I went to go check my Flex Paste job, and it did mostly okay. There were some problematic spots that were questionable. It's got me to the point where I'm just ready to scrap it, but I called the guy that came out and looked at it the other day. He's like, look, if I'm gonna touch this, I want to take out everything and reline the entire pond, which I really don't want to do. He quoted me about $8,500. I don't think he's going to want to do it the way that I want it done though, but he quoted me $8,500, which, while I'm not fond of that, it's actually not terrible. It's better than I thought it was going to be. So what I did, any of the problematic spots that I had on this, I just yeeted this one last time. I threw as much Flex Seal on the problems that I could find. I folded those folds over, and I'm just going to let it dry like that. And I'm ruining these rocks. Everything looks like rubber now. I'm going to fold it over like that, and then I think I'm going to follow it with a wider piece of liner. It's still going to go over folds, but they're probably more manageable folds over here. So I'm going to go over with a wider piece and just try and seam it again and hope for the best. If that don't work, then I'm going to have to rebuild everything. I'll have somebody rebuild everything. I can't do it. And we're at the point where we're late in the season. So I got to get it past the winter. That's the worst case scenario, is I got to get it past the winter. If I can get it to hold for a couple years, I think I'm going to have to force myself to be okay with that. And just have somebody do a complete overhaul in a few years. So, not ideal. It's not where I thought all this was going to go, but I'm hoping I can make something work. If I can get it past these hard folds right here, and have a wider liner so the water doesn't seep up, I think I can probably do okay. So I'm going to give it one last eat. Tomorrow I'm going to let this dry overnight. I'm throwing either this patch of liner, or I'm going to cut a wider piece to go over this section tomorrow. I think this side's good. So I'm only going to cut a piece to go over this section tomorrow. And I don't know. I'm going to hope for the best. That's where it sits now. Day 8,432 of koi pond expansion. Today I'm going to be trying to fix the leaks that we have. So yesterday went added some Flex Paste. I think I buttoned up everything I needed there, but I'm going to go a little bit above and beyond. Fresh piece of liner over there to bib it, and I'm going to put some double-sided tape down over the sections that I want to bib over. I'm going to try and get it as flat as I can over these folds. I know that's going to be a problem, but I put some seam tape over. Let's see if I can show you guys. I put some seam tape over the folds to kind of give myself a little bit more of a flat area. So basically the bib is just going to go right over here, and I'm going to try and fill in those areas where I put the tape over last night. Again, it looks like kind of a train wreck, but I'm hoping it holds. As long as it holds, that's the important part. So let me see if I can get some tape down. I already kind of cleaned up the area as good as I can. I have that piece over there pretty clean. And again, I know it doesn't look clean, but it's as clean as I can get it in the field. And we're just going to hope for the best. We're going to glue the hell out of it, tape the hell out of it, and hope we get this thing holding some water today. Alright, so my plan was foiled. This does not hold. Tape's just not holding at all. I'm done with this. I'm just going to bib the liner over top of it just to put a overlaying layer on, but it's not going to hold. So I'm just going to lay it over. I'm going to fill it up with water, fill rocks back on, and pray for the best. That's all I can do at this point. This is just a complete train wreck. Alright, like my grandfather used to always say, sometimes these are good, sometimes these are shit. This time is a shit. So that's the best I can do. Threw some rocks back down here. I'm not foaming anything because I don't know what the hell is going to happen at this point. So I just threw some stone back down just to put some weight on the seams and everything. I'm going to start filling up the water a little bit. I'm going to get the level up a couple inches. I may let it dry and settle a little bit more just for good measure. And then I'll fully bring the level up a little bit later today. Alright, I'm making my second attempt, hopefully my last attempt at trying to fill the pond. So here's where I'm at. Threw the rocks back. I threw some border rocks right here so the fish don't get tempted to go over. And I'm going to bring up the level. Right now it's a little bit above where the low water mark was before. So I'm going to bring the water level up another couple inches maybe. Kind of keep an eye on it overnight. See how it goes. And then if it's looking good, fingers crossed, I'm going to keep on raising up the level and see how it goes. So let's hope and pray, because this is my last attempt at trying to do this myself. So let's pray. Alright, I got about 600 gallons in here tonight. Looks like water is just starting to peak over that pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till that pot is full and the water is level with that pot. And you're going to see this rock right here is just below the water line. I'm going to use that as my marker. And then I'm going to shut off the water, let it go for the night, and pray that I have the same amount of water tomorrow morning. If I do, I'm a step in the right direction for sure. So keep on praying. The fish are confused. I put a block there and they're like, we can see water over there, Dad. We want to go over there. I don't want them going over there yet, because if I got a problem, they're a pain in the ass to catch. And I don't want that issue right now. So we'll keep an eye on it. Alright, so it's the next morning, came out to check the pond, and I made progress, but I didn't fix the problem. So you're going to see at that container there, we lost about, I don't know, an inch maybe. And you'll see at top of the rock there, it definitely drained overnight. So this is 12 hours or so and it lost that. It's definitely not as bad as what it was before, but it's still a problem. I don't know what to do. I guess I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit more this morning, see if it loses more, and I don't know what to do from there. Could it have been precipitation, or I'm sorry, could it have been condensation from overnight, or evaporation overnight? Sorry, I just woke up. Possibly, but not likely. I mean, that's a good bit to lose overnight, but I would have lost several inches overnight before. So while I should take this as a positive, this is still heartbreaking because again, I still obviously have a leak in some way, shape, or form. So let me go over and see if I can measure how much I lost, and I'll be back. Alright, so it's 3.5, 4 hours later or so, and it does not look like the pond is losing too much more water. So I think there's still a leak of some sort. It is not major enough for me to be too stressed out about, at least at the level it was. So I'm gonna yeet this thing at this point. I'm going full blast. I'm filling it right now, and we're gonna see what it does. My thoughts are, if it's already been, I don't know, 16 hours or so, and that's all I lost in however many gallons. This is probably only 600, 800 gallons. So if it's only lost that much in that amount of time, as it scales across thousands of gallons, it will be less of a decrease. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the hose on. I'm gonna yeet it and see how it goes. Again, wish me luck, and we'll be back in several hours. All right. It is it's about 6 o'clock on Wednesday, and you can see I have the fish blocked off again. So good news and bad news, right? Obviously, bad news is you're going to see the water level is down again. Good news is it is losing it at a much less rapid rate, so the fish can still go through. If you remember, you'll see when I stitch up the video, but I was using that rock there as my guide point, and you're going to see, right, we went down, I don't know, it's probably going to be 8 or 10 inches, maybe a foot, but probably 8 or 10 inches or so. So it took, almost 4 days, a little bit over 3 days to get down to that level. So we're good. I would have been down that level more over not even a day before. So we're making some tremendous progress. While I should be upset, I'm not going to get too upset yet because I have plans, right? So I took off the next 2 days, get some things done. I'm going to take out these 3, 4, 5 rocks here, move those stones again, and that piece of liner that I put over, I'm going to flex seal the shit out of that liner and hope that that's going to seal the last spot that's leaking, because again, it is significantly less, and I'm going to leave it. If it fixes it, great. If it doesn't fix it, if I can buy some time over the winter, it's just gonna have to be what it is, and then hope that I get a bonus or something and some time to get this redone next year. That's gonna involve ripping everything out. Again, I don't want to do it, but what am I gonna do, right? So it kind of is what it is. So that's my plan. So worst case scenario, if this stops losing water, right around this channel area, and I just can't get anything done before the winter, I'm going to take some of the smaller fish over here, throw them over there for the winter, where they can survive and be fine in that area. Maybe I'll take 1 or 2 bigger ones or medium-sized ones and kind of throw them over there too, and I'll get some temporary filtration just to hold them over as things get cold. As they go into hibernation, again, it's much less of an issue. They're just going to stay down and go inside the caves. So that's kind of where I'm taking this right now. Again, we'll kind of see. I don't ever really know what's going to go on. The fish are not happy. They were loving it. They were living their best life over here. So I really want to get them back over there as soon as I can. But I got to be realistic with my goals here. So that is what it is. I'll let you guys know when I have a better update for you.